I just want to take a few minutes and talk about fractions and mixed numbers and how we convert those to decimals, and then how we convert those percentages to decimals as well, because a percent represented as a decimal is different than just the number itself represented as a decimal. So first of all, let's take a look at 5 3/4. The majority of you it was very clear to you that 3/4 means 3/4 of the whole, which is 0.75 if we put that into a decimal. So 5.75 was a great conversion from a mixed number to a decimal. However, we didn't continue to take this to converting the percent into a decimal. This is really 5.75%, not just 5.75. And percentages are out of 100. So we need to think about this 5.75 as 5.75 out of 100. One way we can do this to help model for students is to give a little bit of a visual, is to create a 10 by 10 board or 100 squares in here to represent entire 100%. Each box would represent 1%. So 5.75% will be 5 boxes, 5 full boxes, and that 0.75 represents 0.75 or 3/4 of just one of the boxes. So I'm only going to shade in 3/4 of one of my boxes. So now I can see that 5.75 is really a very small piece of this entire board, or of 100%. So again, 5.75 is 5.75% or out of 100. So when I convert this to a decimal, I'm really taking 5.75 and dividing all of that by 100, which would be 0.0575. So we can see that the 75 is actually in, the 7 is actually in the thousands place, and the 5 is in the 10,000s place. Something that's also really important whenever we're talking about converting percents to decimals when we're talking with students is to make sure that when we talk about moving the decimal, we don't just make it a memorization that we always move the decimal 2 places to the left, but that we talk about why is that. It's because we're dividing by 100, because a percent is out of 100. So we want students to be able to make that connection that the decimal isn't just moving because we tell them to move it, it's moving because we're talking about a percentage being out of 100. I hope this clears up a little bit of the misconception that we saw on the assignment in converting percentage with fractions in it into a decimal.